In this video, I'm going to go over how to lose 10 pounds of dangerous belly fat in as little as 7 days. But you got to follow this exact recipe to do it properly. And so first off, we know that belly fat, if you have excess fat around your midsection, that's called visceral fat, and it's very pro-inflammatory. So it's releasing cytokines, these inflammatory proteins that are driving up inflammation, that's degrading your blood vessels, that's causing insulin resistance in your body, that's damaging your liver, that's damaging all the vital organs in your body. It's extremely dangerous. We've got to burn through it quickly. This recipe will work. Who is this recipe not for? It's not for people who are already very lean. It's not for pregnant women. It's not for young children, right? It's not for high-level athletes who are trying to compete. The reason why is because we're going to use a calorie-restricted, protein-sparing, modified fast. What does that mean? Well, we're going to do about 1,000 calories for 7 days. I don't recommend doing this long-term, but you can do it for 7 days and you'll be fine. What you do is you're going to eat 2 or 3 meals a day, depending on your preference, okay? You're going to do it in either a 6 to 8 hour eating window. So you might do your first one at 10 a.m., your next one at, let's say, 1 p.m., and then your final one at 5 p.m., for example. You're going to prioritize protein. You want, if you're eating 2 meals, right, you would do 75 grams of protein in each meal. If you're doing 3 meals, you do basically about 50 grams of protein in a meal. Now, it doesn't have to be exact. If you're off by, let's say, 5 grams or so, no big deal, right? But try to get it in, within 5 grams to do it the proper way. So 50 grams in each of those meals if you are doing 3 meals, 75 if you're doing 2 meals. It's your preference. Okay, then we're going to do about 10 to 15 grams of fat. That's usually going to come in the protein. So, you're probably going to get doing a lot of like boneless, skinless chicken because it's very low fat. And this sort of plan is low fat in general. You're going to do, if you're doing 3 meals, you're doing 10 grams of fat in each of those meals. If you're doing 2 meals, you're doing 15 grams of fat. So you really have to watch your fat content. For example, a lot of times, like eggs, you're basically getting about 1 gram of fat per gram of protein. So the eggs are not going to be sufficient, at least not eating a lot of eggs. It's not going to work on this sort of plan. Same thing with steak. You're going to get roughly about 1 gram of fat per gram of protein. So you can't do much of that. You're going to have to do more of the chicken, and you're going to have to do more of the low-fat versions of protein, right? But getting roughly about 10 to 15 grams of fat in a meal is going to provide a little bit more satiation along with the protein, so you're not feeling hungry and you don't have cravings. In fact, a lot of people go through this and actually feel really great while they're doing it. You want about 10 to 15 grams of net carbs, and that's basically just going to come from vegetables. So no fruit on this plan other than maybe lemons or limes. You can do that, or maybe a tiny bit of avocado, just because that's higher in fat. And so really just vegetables. That's, salad greens, it's very low in net carbs, maybe a little bit of broccoli, but you don't want more than 10 to 15 grams of net carbs in a meal. 10 grams, keep the 10 grams if you are doing 3 meals, 15 grams if you're doing 2 meals. So that's what you're going for, roughly about 1,000 calories a day during that period of time. Again, you're intermittent fasting, so you're eating your meals in a 6 to 8 hour eating window, whatever works best for you. Now, the reason why the protein-sparing modified fast works so well is because the protein helps preserve your lean body tissue. So your body doesn't get into and break down your muscle tissue or your bone tissue, and it suppresses insulin at the same time. When insulin goes down, your body starts burning fat for fuel. So we start to actually break down and burn fat for fuel. We're also not providing a lot of fat in the diet to be used as an energy source. So we're in a state of calorie restriction, so the body needs more fuel, but it needs to dip into the fat stores because insulin is down, so it starts burning up our own body fat. And it starts doing this quickly and really starts doing it right away. Also, the high protein creates satiety, so you feel really satiated. You don't actually feel super hungry when you're doing this because of the protein levels. So that's key. Your body doesn't feel like it's in starvation mode, but it's breaking down the fat and utilizing that for energy.